Hi, this is Nat Moes. We're here with Sam Krohlow. We're watching round one, game two of the TokyoMTG Vintage Open, played on July 5th, 2014. We've already watched game one. We're watching Belcher on the left hand of your screen versus red-green beats on the right hand. Belcher showing his hand off a little bit for the camera there, and Red-Green Beats opens things with a Chromox and Experiment 1. So Experiment 1 is a creature that will grow as long as he's playing creatures larger than Experiment 1.
Mm-hmm. I believe the ability is called Evolve.
Yeah, that's right, Evolve. And so Belcher considering that in his plans. I'm not sure that he'll be concerned.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it last game, but the Belcher game plan sort of ignores most creatures. I mean, anything that doesn't have a disruptive ability. If you're looking only at power and toughness, it's just Belcher's plan is going to be to race it regardless. So
yeah, the Belcher plan is typically just to ignore your opponent and hope they don't interact with you at all.
Right. So Belcher's gonna draw his card here. And get started. We'll see if he managed to draw a combo in his opening hand.
Mm-hmm. Chances are pretty good.
Yeah, the Belcher deck is built so that to have the maximum opportunities to either play Belcher or play Empty the Warrens on turn one, and try and end the game pretty quickly. Like normally the game's going to be over by turn 2 or 3 at the very latest.
Yeah, just from a few turns of attacking with all the goblin tokens.
Right, yeah, that's how it ends on turn 3. So he's got, he opens with Taiga. It looks like he's still counting mana, trying to figure out what his plan of action is going to be.
Mm-hmm. If he's counting, I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's normally a bad sign if your Belcher opponent is counting. He's removed 2 Simian Spirit Guides there for mana, so he has 3 red mana. And now 5 red mana as he's played Seething Song.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely got business in hand and is ready to rock. And he's got his storm counter out there on the bottom of the screen. We saw that a little bit last game. It's
so
pretty cool.
Only 1 storm now?
Yeah, he's just got the Seething Song for storm right now. But he's going to play Lightning Bolt, targeting his opponent, sending him to 17. It's sort of an interesting choice, Lightning Bolt. Oh, we have Wheel of Fortune here, so both players are going to go ahead and draw 7 cards.
I love Wheel of Fortune.
Discard and draw 7 cards. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune's a fun card. A lot of times you can send your opponent into unwanted mulligans, or you definitely refill your hand. The Belcher player still has a 1 red mana floating, so he's hoping to get some more business here.
Yeah. In a combo deck like Belcher, your Wheel of Fortunes are usually going to be better than your opponent's.
Right. Especially if you can do it with any mana floating.
Yeah, definitely.
He still has the 1 red.
And the 3 storm at this point? 4 now with the Mox?
Yeah, he's got 4, and he has a Mox Emerald there, so he has a potential for 1 red and a green. Looks like he's trying to think about possible lines of play. This is still turn 1 for Belcher, so he's still got a lot to go. Still has 6 cards in hand.
We're tapping for a green to play Mana Vault.
Yeah, Mana Vault's... I would say Mana Vault is probably the 3rd best mana source in Belcher, most Belcher lists. I might have
to agree with that.
I would put Black Lotus at the top, and then Mana Crypt is actually very close to that.
Yeah.
And...
but Mana Vault, having the ability to activate Belcher for 3 mana is very important.
Yeah, no, Mana Vault's pretty good. So he's using the Mana Vault, so it's 3 plus the red.
To play Goblin Jar Belcher!
So he's got Belcher in play now. All he needs at this point is 3 more mana.
Okay, he's playing Land Grant.
Oh, see, and he almost had it. He did have a Mana Crypt in his hand,
so he's
too.
1 mana short of activating this turn.
Yeah.
He almost had the turn 1.
Think if he didn't play that Lightning Bolt before Wheel.
If he wouldn't have cast the Lightning Bolt, he'd have it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't play that second Taiga since he already played 1.
Right. Yeah, he land granted for a taiga there. As far as we can tell, he's only playing the 2 taigas. That's what he had in the last game anyway. So he's out of lands in his deck. That means that when Belcher taps to fire, it should be lethal.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. How often do you think Belcher plays land in Vintage?
I haven't played land in Vintage Belcher since 2008.
Okay.
I think once Simian Spirit Guide and Rite of Flame came out, I
Yep.
think I stopped playing it. I mean, it just made things so much more reliable, and you
Yeah.
don't have to show your opponent any.
Yeah, you don't have to give away any information.
Yeah, you don't have to give any information away with land grant, which I always felt was kind of a detriment. So his opponent has Thalia here, which is kind of interesting that he didn't play that on turn 1.
Yeah. What we're thinking is he must have just drawn it.
Yeah. The progression of plays from the red-green, or I guess the Naya Beats player, was kind of interesting. Just that he obviously he had a combination of 3 mana and Thalia within the first 2 turns, but didn't play Thalia on turn 1. So
Yeah.
he must have just drawn Thalia.
Thalia very strong against Belcher.
Right. So he's gonna attack for 2 here, and his opponent is going to untap.
Take 1 damage from mana.
Mana Vault, yeah.
I always get Vault and Crypt confused, and I have to think about it.
So he has the taiga already, and I think we already know the outcome of this right here.
Activates Charbelcher. He reveals until he reveals a land,
which is the entire deck. So his opponent is going to take what? 50. It's probably in the
45 damage,
48
roughly.
damage or so.
Yep. No lands left.
You can see he's revealing the entire deck list there if you want to pause and look through it. But his opponent is going to take all that in the face and die.